and Eddie kind some of people we know that we've worked with in the past, and the Bernie campaign versus a photo op. How do you feel about that?
Here's what I would say. We have fought together so long and so hard, especially the youth of our community, that I would think that a campaign, an adult campaign, especially an adult campaign led by Bernie Sanders, that never lifted a finger. I mean, unless you guys can show me a moment in which he showed up at a rally, he denounced, he presented legislation, would even question. Because here's what happens. I have employees in my office. He has employees in his campaign. What his employees say is a reflection of me. And I would never, I tell you, I would comment, I'd say, we don't need to have how would I say, a destructive division within our campaign around a presidential campaign. We should say, great. You know what? Here's what I would have thought. They said, those are our friends. Those are our allies. Those are our fellow dreamers. Together we have succeeded thus far to get what we have today. And we've been a model of action. Why don't we call all the dreamers together and have a debate? You know, why don't we have a discussion? Why don't we enrich ourselves? Why don't we talk about this? Instead of demonizing. Because there is this sense that if you're not with Bernie Sanders, you're not progressive. So the Human Rights Campaign, the leading advocates for the LGBT community, they're not progressive. They're part of the establishment. You're telling me that Planned Parenthood, that is under attack by the Republicans, and where the Republicans want to turn back the rights of reproductive rights of women, right? Planned Parenthood, where their doctors are threatened, where they are threatened, where they're set up, they want to be sent to jail. They're in the front lines of women. What do you think the Republicans are attacking them about? They're attacking because they want to turn back the clock to 1956. You know, I was 3 years old when 1956. Now, I don't remember a lot. I'll confess, but I'll tell you what, I'd rather be 62 in 2016 than 3 years old in 1956. Women did not have the right to abortion, to their reproductive right, and the control of their bodies. They do today. Gay people had to hide in the closet. You know what? Black lives do matter, and somebody should talk about the reality of economic injustice and racial injustice that exists. I understand, so let's talk about all of those things. That's what the Republicans want to do. So the National Organization for Women, NARAL, Human Rights, anybody that supports, they're part of the establishment now. How are we going to win the election afterwards? If leading people on the LGBT and the women's rights movement, if they endorse Hillary, are part of the establishment. I guess now Luis Gutierrez, who's been arrested numerous times, who has traveled all across this country, who has had one activity after another, advocating for dreamers and for, I guess I'm part of the establishment too, because I'm not for him. We can't have this. And you know what? It's astonishing to me that a person that's never run in a Democratic primary can now define who the best Democrats are. Well, if we're so good, why didn't you ever run in the Democratic primary for the Senate, for mayor, or for any other elected office? No, you're running for that, and now you're going to tell us Democrats who have been in the party for decades, working, that we're not the best Democrats, we're not the purest. I think it's a very, very dangerous situation. You want to agree? You want to be for Bernie? Be for Bernie. But don't say things about the rest of us that are working in this campaign. So I think there's going to be a rejection of this. It's going to come, you know, it's going to, look, the other thing is, we're going to leave New Hampshire. We're going to go into South Carolina. And from South Carolina, we're going to come to Nevada. I want to see what happens when the campaign is in California, when the campaign is in New York, when the campaign is in Illinois. I want to see what happens. I remember I was here in 2008. I don't know how you guys were like in grade school, right? In 2008, I came here for Barack Obama. And I walked and I canvassed. Y todos los Latinos, ay, no, Hillary. I remember everywhere I went. And even with the culinary workers, they barely. I think Hillary won. Who won? She won. That's what the culinary working. I was joking at the culinary workers. There was 2 African Americans there. I said, man, I didn't see as many black people as I saw the last time there was 2008. She said, they got us off the boat, Congressman. I said, I know. I said, I want the organizers for my campaign. Because that's democracy in action. And it was beautiful to watch that democracy. Pero los Latinos votaron por Hillary Clinton. They didn't even vote for Hillary Clinton. Even I was with Obama here. They voted for Hillary Clinton in LA. They voted for Hillary Clinton in Illinois. And he's the senator from our state. Of course, she was born in Park Ridge, but lately she says she's from New York. I look at her birth certificate and what I'm trying to say is, look, there's always been a lot of support for her. These are the kinds of things that we're looking at. And, you know, our president of the United States, I may not agree with every one of his policies, but you know what? We're working into championing the cause of people. And I'm so excited you guys increased the minimum wage at Taco Gordo. Right? It's $15 an hour. That's good. That's good stuff, you know? So if tomorrow I say, hey, wait a minute, it should be $30 an hour. Are you all going to vote for me? You say, come on, Gutierrez, they know, but that's my point. Yeah. I mean, you could take this to a point in which you go, really, but we can't do it. Should it be a goal? Oh, man, I am for that goal. I'm for a goal that everybody gets health care. I'm for a goal that everybody gets to go to college, regardless of their income. And Latinos more than anyone else know that. I mean, we have the least likelihood to go to a 4-year college. I want us to go to a 4-year college, but I also know what we've done with the Pell Grant. I always know what we've done and we've organized, and I know there are ways to organize that, and we should be real clear. Yes, we are going to improve the possibilities so that everybody who deserves to go to college gets to go to college. I'm ready to make that commitment here. And that whether you have money in your pocket, it should be what you have up here, not what you have in your pocket, but what you have up here. And your tenacity and your abilities should allow you to go to college. So I'm ready to work for that. I'm not ready to say, hey, you know, I found the magic bullet and everybody's going to go for free. Because let's face it, a lot of people deserve to pay. They have the income, especially, you know, in my state of Illinois. You go to, my daughters went to Catholic school. It's $12,000 a year to send your kids to Catholic school in Chicago. It's not cheap. Jeez. And so I was like, really? And so how much is it at University of Illinois? I said, that's a deal. I said, it's about the same price with room and board. And my daughters, you know, they're wonderful, productive young women. And I want to make sure, look, it'd be nice. Some people say, I like to take a chance. Well, just so you know, here's what you're gambling with. A Republican wins the election, and DACA, and everybody that's got a work permit is gone. I assure you. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to revoke 750,000 work permits, and they will start to go to your homes. You want to talk about fear in our community? They will take the 3 and the 10-year bar that we finally lifted. It'll be gone. Deportation levels, we reduced deportation levels. Do you realize 3 years ago it was 410,000 deportations? Today it's 220. Are there still unnecessary, unfair deportations? Absolutely. But that's 210,000 almas que no fueron deportados. That's like a 90% decrease. You really want to risk putting somebody in charge of the White House that's going to ramp it back up to 400,000 and say nothing and never sit down and negotiate with our community? So look, we have a great opportunity as immigrants, as Latinos, to really put our imprimatur on the next election. And I think we should do that. I think we should come out, we should vote. I respect everybody that wants to vote. And I'm not going to say an evil word about anybody, but I think we should all just kind of learn how to get along with one another. Because if you're the progressive candidate, you should also be the candidate that treats your opponent. And I mean, how does a campaign allow young people to be criticized? Youth to be criticized in our community, and allows people to be paid in their campaign to criticize it. I don't think we need that in our community. I certainly am not going to be one that's going to, when I heard that Bernie was hiring Latinos, you know what? I thought, good for them, good for our community. We deserve to be there. And if I see them, I'll give them a hug and say congratulations and Godspeed. Can I, is there anything I can do? I'm gonna fight. We're gonna fight about the votes and the future of our community. So I just think that. I mean, you have other questions. I'm sorry.